Hello everyone, Android user here today, bringing you an app review of a game called Cartoon Wars. So let me just show you right here. This is the game that I'm talking about, right there. And as you can see, it is the icon is of a stickman. Before I get started, I have to turn on my Wi-Fi, which is one of the annoyances of this game, because I can't play it without Wi-Fi or data, and I don't use data, which means the only time I can play it is when there is Wi-Fi around, so I can't play it during transit. And this is basically a bit of a grinding game, but in general it does have a lot of replay value if you like these kinds of games. However, if you're more into faster paced games such as Angry Birds, like popular ones, or maybe Temple Run, those kinds, then this game might not be for you. Before I get into explaining what it is, I'll go into the configuration. One thing I'm not sure about is whether I have the same version as everyone else, since I'm running an ad blocker, but I'm pretty sure the reason why they want Wi-Fi is so that it can run their ads. But for me, the only ad I have is the one in the beginning, which is advertising Cartoon Wars Gunner, and that is another game that they're making. Essentially, this game is 2D platform sort of thing, and you try to run over their castle. You are the stickman and you're trying to fight these colorful cartoon monsters that are spawning and trying to break your castle. As you play more and more, you get to earn more rubies, which are down there. As you can see, currently I have 54, and you progress. Each stage you get a different amount of rubies. The more you play, the more rubies you can get. And you also have gold, which you can earn for every stage. I'm just going to go to the first stage, so then it'll give you a good idea. Over here on the bottom are the units and such. As you can see, there's a bit of a tutorial here. Whenever I press one of these, it'll produce the button. And this mana booster can boost your mana here. You start off with around 1000. You also have a bow up here, and you can adjust it by pressing up or down, and you can turn it on with that. Get more gold, you can increase the power of your units. I'll show you later about all the different upgrades in the upgrade section. You can also use the tilt device to move the screen, but for me, I don't use that because it sort of lags my game. So what I do is I just use this. So essentially, this is the enemy's castle. There are these enemies that are coming, and then your castle has the HP there, and once you run out, that means you lose. To defend your castle, you can spawn your troops, and this is the troops that are spawning. Let's see here. Eventually, once you reach a certain point, you can get close enough to attack the castle, then you will win. The arrows are a way to support your men, but the problem with that is that it can also hit your men. So that is one annoying thing that I don't like. I guess it causes you to strategize more, but then because of how the arrows are designed, for there to be friendly fire is actually quite annoying as well. Okay. That is basically the main idea of this game. I'm gonna go back so that I can show you higher levels, because that's when the fun starts. I've been playing this game for about a month, and I stopped playing for a week because I reached a point where I couldn't upgrade anymore. As you can see here, these are the upgrades. And basically, they upgrade every 5 to 10 levels. The maximum level for all of them is 14, so whenever you reach a level 10, that is when you get a new upgrade. And then to use the upgrade, you need to use rubies. But then for now, say for the veteran golem, before it was at level 4, it would look different and so forth. Since this is at level 1, this is the green goblin at level 1. And each one of them cost a certain amount of rubies to start using as well. There's also damage, which increases the bow damage. Before it was only one bow. As you can see, the bows I was using there, they were on fire. There was 4 of them. That's the idea of increased damage. Range is so then you can reach further to the castle. Fire speed, castle HP, gold, the different kinds of mana. And cool time is the spawning units. Alright, now here. I'm currently at stage 81, and a few mistakes I've made playing this game. The first mistake I made was spending a lot of money on these ninjas, which is the second one right here. These ninjas, although I thought they were pretty cool, it turns out they are quite useless in battle. So in the end, I had to invest a lot of money to spend on the warriors. Something that I wish I did earlier, because it would have definitely made it easier for me to play this game. As you can see, the first level and this level is completely different. There are a lot more characters. That is one thing that I like about this game. That's why it took me a while to get into this game, because of the learning curve, and the amount of fun is also sort of at a curve. For a while it was just grinding, like continually pressing. Even right now, I'm just grinding and pressing until I can have more mana. When I have more mana, I can start using my other characters. Second tip that I would give is that don't forget about the arrows, because apparently the arrows actually do a huge amount of difference. Something I also neglected early on. Basically, all I did was spend money on the ninjas to upgrade them, which was a really big mistake because they're actually not very useful. I'll spawn one and you can see what they do. The warriors, these Robin Hoods, they're at Robin Hood level. These warriors are the ones that do very good damage because they are range, and range attacks are the best, as you can see. As you play more and more, then you sort of get an idea of how to play in this game. There are very different characters that get spawned. This dragon, this tough opponent to beat. Whenever you beat that one, you probably advance quite a lot. As you can see, the cannon there, that is the ninja. And the reason why the ninja is so bad is because when it shoots, it moves back. So that is a pretty big disadvantage, since the whole point of this game is to keep moving forward. So if when it shoots and moves back, that is useless. The third one is the sniper, which was also useless. I'm not even going to bother using him. The fourth one is an advanced grade of the mortar, which is useful to an extent, but when you reach a certain level in this game, the most useful is these huge mouths that are spawned by the magicians. They are probably the best for me. Beat this level, and hopefully it won't lag too much. If it lags too much, I'll just cut out the footage. As you can see, if I didn't have my arrows to stop the dragon from moving forward, the magician is the one that is doing the lightning and the ice, and the big flare of red, that is done by